Will be doing another special giveaway at our next home game. The first 10,000 fans beating their very own calendar of your Warriors mascot. Folks, don't forget about our bobblehead giveaway day. Come to the game, bring the family, and get a free Fast Rock bobblehead. The National Basketball Association and the Golden State Warriors are committed to a safe and enjoyable sport. At center, 7 feet. Number 33.
Happy to have you with us for NBA basketball. On paper, Clark, this is a mismatch, but the game is played on the floor.
I see where you're going with that, BA, but I look at the talent disparity between these teams. It's wide and deep. It's a chasm. So I see no opportunity for any kind of surprise here.
So the Houston starting five. Green is the 2 with Brooks at the 3. Alperen Sengun out there with Amen Thompson. And it's Van Vliet in at the point. Now here's Butler. Pass to Mr. Incredible. There's a screen. 6 to shoot. Here's Curry. Here's Mr. Incredible. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That'll drive your coach crazy, failing to box out. Ugh.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Here's Van Vliet. And Sengun gets it to go.
Inside the paint, Sengun is a force to be reckoned with.
And the Warriors with possession. They've been playing excellent team basketball. 9 wins in a row.
Just playing really solid basketball right now. They're trusting each other more out there and attacking as a group. They're a fist, not individual fingers, which has made them tough to beat.
That one falls. Mr. Incredible's gotten his second bucket of the game.
That's serving it up on the platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
Sengun, a screen on Curry. To the inside. And Sengun throw it down.
Excellent in the screen and roll. Sengun with a wide base and natural strength, and he makes excellent decisions with the ball.
And how about the Fred Van Vliet story? From undrafted to all-star and NBA champion.
It's one of the remarkable journeys in the history of the league. There are a number of guys that have gone undrafted and ended up being all-stars and champions, but you think about it, one of the things they have in common in my mind, BA, is a real understanding of who they are and what it's going to take to be successful. And then the willingness to put in the work and not be distracted by naysayers or the glamour of being a pro. They've got a real anchoring as to who they are and what their business is about, and then they maximize. What you say?
Oh, my goodness.
Come on now. Well, I like seeing Butler show off his mad hops. This guy's got big-time bounce and knows how to slam it down with authority.
Once again, an explosive highlight on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
BA, the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and power.
If you're looking to become a catch-and-shoot expert, Curry is the player to study. He's a master.
Down low. Here's Sengun. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. The NBA becoming more and more global, Clark. Sengun, a perfect example of that.
Yeah, Alperen Sengun out of Turkey. Right now on the fast track to being the best player to ever come out of his homeland. So still very young, but boy, his future is quite bright.
Since being selected in the 21 draft, Alperen Sengun has really improved.
Yeah, from 9 points per game as a rookie to over 20 in his third year, Sengun has averaged about 5 assists per game over a season. A huge number for a 6'11" post guy. He is so skilled.
A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. The Warriors leading. Here's Payton. And the Warriors with another 3.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
The Rockets have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. Green finds Şengün. And it's cleared by Stephen Curry.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Mr. Incredible, good. Mr. Incredible's got 6.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Rockets trail by 6. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Steve Kerr gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We talked about Fred VanVleet and how Coach hopes to counter him. Coach told me I'd love to put size on him and give him an unfavorable matchup. But the truth is, it's all about hustle, just staying on him as much as possible. It's a pretty straightforward strategy, but Coach hopes it's effective, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
It's rebounded by Şengün. And so Thompson will bring it up for the Rockets. Last time they met was in Houston.
They really took a smart approach against this team the last time they faced off.
Yeah, when a game gets snug or tight, that's where cagey teams often execute and get easy offense. Either they get to the line or they get something inside, and if they do get to the line, they make them count.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And the Warriors making a switch here. Green is checked in.
For your Warriors, number 23, Draymond Green.
Here's VanVleet. 11 points for him last game against Sacramento.
Boy, I thought his passing was absolutely fantastic. I mean, really picked apart the defense all game long.
Here's Şengün. Will it go? And Şengün throw it down.
How about the bounceability of Şengün getting himself way up there?
Pass to Podziemski. Here's Mr. Incredible. Curry with it, guarded by VanVleet. VanVleet against Curry. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. Jonathan Kuminga, he's checked in for the Warriors. And when you're going into the first game of a back-to-back, how do you prepare for that?
I think the key is to manage your practice going into a back-to-back. In other words, let's turn that down a bit, reduce the minutes on the floor, mental reps on the practice court as opposed to getting up and down a lot, because you're going to play hard in both games. So if you can get the tank on full heading into the 2 games back-to-back, that serves you well. That was all he needed to find the hoop. I mean, expert play call that time by VanVleet.
Pass to Mr. Incredible. It's Podziemski on the wing. Beyond the arc. And Curry is good for 3. Curry's got 9 points.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Brooks against Kuminga. VanVleet outside. 5 to shoot. Outside, Green. Off the mark there with a 3. The Warriors lead by 9. To the middle. Here's Green. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing him get bottled up like that. Wow.
VanVleet finds Brooks. And here is Thompson from behind the arc. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Mr. Incredible's got rebound number 7 tonight. Kuminga, the pass to Mr. Incredible. A minute 29 left in the first. And the Warriors with another 3.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Brooks from outside. Good. And VanVleet gets the assist. VanVleet's got 4 assists in the game.
Dillon Brooks comes right back with his own 3. Boy, I love his competitiveness.
And here's Curry for 3. Brooks with the rebound.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Jacks up a 3. And Houston another 3.
Good to see Brooks connecting from three-point land because it helps open up everything else for him and his team.
Pass to Green. Out to the right wing. To the paint. And stolen by Green. Now here's Thompson. Here's Van Vliet. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. Here's Mr. Incredible. And the layup is good off the glass. Mr. Incredible's got 8.
And they keep on figuring out ways to force the Rock inside and convert.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Şengün, a screen on Curry. Inside with 1 on the clock. And there's a nice layup by Şengün. 12 points for him.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
Stephen Curry getting it done for the Golden State Warriors. He's found his range, hitting 3 triples in the quarter. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And for those of you just we'll go for a different look here. Thompson, he's checked in for Smith. Brooks comes in for Eason. Jalen Green, he's checked in for Whitmore. And Fred Van Vliet is subbed in for Holiday. The Warriors lead by 3. So the Rockets 5 now. Van Vliet and Green, they're manning the backcourt. Thompson out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Brooks in at the small forward position.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or 2. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
Outside Moody, Hield for 3. Fires in the triple. Hield's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Rockets trail by 6. Thompson outside. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Golden State has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Looney, a screen on Van Vliet. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Jonathan Kuminga, he's checked in for Moody. And a change for the Rockets. Smith, he's checked in for Şengün. Houston has gone 7 of 14 from the perimeter in this one. Now Green. He's scoreless. Let's go with a 3. It's rebounded by Mr. Incredible. Mr. Incredible's got 8 rebounds in the game. Hield passes to Mr. Incredible. Back to Hield. Fires from deep. And the Warriors with another 3.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the 3-point shot.
And here's Van Vliet. He'll bring it up for Houston. They trail by 9. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
BA, Fred Van Vliet said, I've been a leader on pretty much every team that I've ever played for. I'm a leader in life. It's just something you either have or you don't. Something you gotta work at. Some guys will gravitate towards it and some won't. Brian, is it that simple?
Well, I think most of his teammates value what he has to say, for sure.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And the Warriors making a switch here. Green is checked in. Van Vliet misses. The Warriors lead by 10. Hield from outside. And it falls for him. He's hit 3 of his first 4 attempts.
A very efficient range shooter. You expect Hield to take these shots.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
And Ime Udoka has called timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. And the power rankings look more concrete every day. Plenty of games behind us here in December. You look at the Hawks, they slipped a bit. Still in the top 10, though.
I think for the Warriors, they've begun this year playing with some real fire, and it's produced some top-notch basketball, doing better than many expected.
Smith passes to Thompson. Brooks a screen on Green. On the wing, Green.
I see him.
6 on the shot clock. To the inside, Smith. Pass to Thompson. Brooks outside. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Sinks the tray. Van Vliet's got 8 here in this quarter.
Well, the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
To the paint. And there's a 3-second violation. And now a peek at some of the players competing for a spot in the dunk contest. All of them true dunk artists who can do some spectacular things in the air.
And I can't wait to see what these guys have dreamed up this year. The level of athleticism and creativity that goes into this contest is what makes it so incredible to watch.
And you look at Green, coming in at 5th in the dunk contest voting. A high flyer.
And you know he really wants to perform this year. It's going to come down to the wire to see if he gets into the contest.
And as All-Star Weekend gets closer, we'll of course update you on how things are looking. But this year already promises plenty of standout performances.
Yeah, this is going to be a dunk contest you don't want to miss.
Here's Van Vliet. For 3, Smith. The Warriors pull it in.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Shot clock and game clock, 1-second differential. Now here's Van Vliet, defended by Podziemski. They get the rebound. Fires for 3. And Green, good for 3. Green's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. We love it.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. The Warriors on top, leading by 17. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. It would be an understatement to say it's been a great half for Golden State.
This is the kind of selfless effort you love to see. They bought into the game plan. They're moving the ball around, playing for one another, guys.
That coaching staff has to be thrilled with what they've seen so far. Let's shift gears now and see how things are stacking up in the Western Conference.
Well,
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. One of the stories here, Alperen Sengun getting it done today.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Curry and Pods make up the backcourt. Butler out there with Gary Payton II, and it's Mr. Incredible in at the center position. And that's the group for Steve Kerr as we begin the second half. Pass to Van Vliet, the 3. Down low. Outside for Brooks. The 3-ball. The Warriors pull it in. Mr. Incredible's got a rebound number 12 here already in the game.
First team foul.
The Warriors lead by 20. Outside Podziemski. On the wing, Payton. Tries a 10-footer. Again, Golden State.
Huge night for Curry and a great rhythm thus far. That's always bad news for the team he's facing.
And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Podziemski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. And they also got Trace Jackson Davis late in the second round. And he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside. And they're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Van Vliet up top. He's covered by Curry.
It's the fire he's playing with that has him leading the team in rebounds.
And I tell you what, guys, nobody's been more physical in this game than he has. He has been a glass eater.
Hits the trifecta.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Pass to Şengün. It's rebounded by Mr. Incredible. Mr. Incredible's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it.
And I'm sure this isn't how they drew it up at the half. Only 1 for 5 here in the third quarter. They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Outside, Green.
Hey, I'll get yours.
On the wing, Brooks. Guarded by Payton. Pass to Green to end the run. Knocks down the long J. Green's got 6 points in the quarter.
Green lethal off the catch. Good rhythm on that play.
Curry passes to Mr. Incredible. And stolen by Green. It's stolen. Outside Curry. Tipped.
Lots of athleticism for the long center. Şengün getting it done.
Launches a 3. Kept alive. The kick out. Curry. They shoot again. No good. 8 for 12 from the field now.
Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
Back to Van Vliet. To the middle. Here's Şengün. Soft touch off the glass. Şengün's got 19 points.
The balance, the focus. Şengün shrugging off the contact in style.
On the wing, Payton. To the paint. Here's Mr. Incredible. Brooks with the rebound. Rockets trail by 21. Green with the ball. Now guarded by Butler. Here's Thompson. And that one's good. And Green with the assist. Thompson's got his first points of the game.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Mr. Incredible passes to Butler. And the Warriors miss again. And so Thompson will bring it up for the Rockets. After this game, they can look forward to L.A., where they'll match up against the Clippers. That game will conclude the 3-game road trip they're currently on. And Şengün gets it to go.
Fighting to earn the second chance opportunity on the foul shot. This is exactly what Coach wants from Şengün.
Clark, a lot of NBA pundits like to issue bold preseason predictions. I don't think you fall into that camp.
Yeah, I'm a little more measured in that regard, B.A. I like to base my predictions on stuff that's real, not stuff that might be real. But I understand the need to try to speculate and anticipate, but there's so much that's unforeseen and unpredictable that it really is difficult to make guarantees or predictions with any basis in fact until some games have been played.
Here's Podziemski. Outside Curry. Inside. Here's Mr. Incredible. That one falls. 8 of 10 and scoring with confidence.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Back to Van Vliet. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's on Stephen Curry. You know, Grant and Van Vliet, they've got a guy who's been through everything in this league.
Yeah, B.A. Van Vliet's...
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
Well, they have owned the offensive perimeter throughout this game, finding lots of openings and turning them into big shots.
And another thing they've been exceptional at is their passing. On-target ball movement has gotten them a lot of assists tonight.
The Warriors have gone 5 of 11 so far in the fourth. So the Rockets 5 now. Dillon Brooks is out there with Green. Then it's Tari Eason. Then there's Amen Thompson. And it's Şengün in at the 5 spot. The Rockets have gone 7 of 14 here in the fourth from the floor. Down low. Nice move. Deflected.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. but that's how you win games.
And the whistle on the shot. Got some contact there. Misses the shot, but he'll shoot 2. And a vital mission for the NBA, mental health. Commissioner Silver has said it's the most important issue for the league.
And I applaud Adam for those comments he's made about it. I mean, the season is so difficult. It can really take a toll on your mind. So it's great the league is trying to help players out through this.
All right, the Rockets making a switch here. Van Vliet's checked in. Here's Şengün. And another miss by Houston.
Well, I admire the fact he's trying to power through this rough stretch, but on occasion you'll have periods like this.
Pass to Payton. Here's Mr. Incredible, defended by Şengün. Mr. Incredible, good. Mr. Incredible's got 21 points in the game.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
The 3 from Thompson, and the three-pointer goes. Thompson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And this is big for Thompson's confidence. He needs to keep hitting from downtown.
Pass to Payton. Podziemski with it. Checked by Brooks. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Third personal foul. Team is in the penalty.
And he can't get the first one. And you see player training methods, Grant, a lot more than just running and getting shots up.
And you know, B.A., what interests me, players not just training their bodies better than ever, but also their minds. They're working on hand-eye coordination drills and just all kinds of stuff to enhance their reflexes.
Moody passes to Curry. Well, Clark, we're used to seeing a coaching carousel, but in recent years, even winning teams have changed coaches.
Well, you know, that is true, and at least the profession is getting a pay raise overall. But for teams looking to break through, B.A., changing the coach still seems to be the default button that most teams like and are more comfortable pushing.
Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer, Brooks. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Mr. Incredible, good. Mr. Incredible's got 11 points here in the second half.
No surprise there. I mean, realizing he has the size advantage, he exploits it perfectly.
Here's Şengün. And Şengün throw it down.
Well, Alperen Şengün's developed into a great scorer. He can put up some big numbers.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Warriors.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And so this will lock down their 15th win of the year.
And with the win, the season series is tied 1-1. You have to love how competitive these games have been with 2 more left to play.
Boy, I tell you, look at these teams. They're very evenly matched. This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Mr. Incredible.
He played big all night, relentless on the glass, just helping his team in the possession battle.
Curry looking it over. They get it back. Pass to Moody. Here's Post. Back to Kuminga. The 3. And there's Curry on the assist by Kuminga.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
From 10 feet away, Van Vliet misses. Here's Mr. Incredible. Shot from 12. And so it's the Warriors taking care of business in this one. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight, and the crowd loving every second of it.
It's always a great feeling when you play this well for your fans. This team really showed what it's capable of.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
game, another win. Back to work tomorrow.